They say that Hollywood loves a good scandal, but nothing could have prepared anyone for the chaos unfolding between Elon Musk and Whoopi Goldberg. In one corner, you have the world's richest man, a tech titan who's never afraid to court controversy. In the other, a legendary comedian and talk show powerhouse who speaks her mind without hesitation. At first glance, their clash seemed like a passing feud, just another social media spat. But what started as a few pointed remarks on TV spiraled into rumors of a calculated attack, spine-chilling files, and even talk of a looming courtroom showdown. Buckle up. This is far from an ordinary celebrity scuffle. And as each new layer peels back, the stakes keep climbing. Elon Musk has never been shy about shaking things up. From electrifying the auto industry at Tesla to launching rockets through SpaceX, his every move commands global attention. But the real firestorm erupted when he decided to buy Twitter, now known as X, transforming what was once a public square into a stage for his grand vision of free speech. Many praised his boldness, hailing him as a champion of open discourse. Others accused him of creating a breeding ground for trolls, hate speech, and misinformation. Love him or hate him, Musk is a man who stirs debate simply by pressing tweet. Whoopi Goldberg has her own towering legacy. She's one of the few entertainers to achieve the elusive EGOT status, winning an Emmy, Grammy, Oscar, and Tony. Over decades on screen and stage, she's become a vocal, cultural figure, unafraid to tackle politics, race, and social justice. As a longtime co-host on a top-rated daytime talk show, she speaks to millions of viewers daily, shaping how they perceive major events and big personalities. When Musk burst into the headlines with his $44 billion purchase of X, Whoopi had plenty to say, and none of it flattered him. At first, it seemed like a difference of opinion. Whoopi dismissed Musk's free speech stance as little more than chaos. She slammed his layoffs at Twitter/X, called his approach reckless, and warned that unchecked speech could spiral into dangerous territory. Musk responded with cryptic barbs of his own, implying that certain celebrities were trying to censor ideas they dislike. The rift quickly heated up. Then, rumors took flight. Was Whoopi's condemnation part of an orchestrated effort to dismantle Musk's reputation? Or was Musk just scapegoating a strong critic to distract from his failing policies? Neither side held back, and the public watched their words with bated breath. The tension ballooned when Musk began dropping hints about having receipts. He posted a teasing message on X, something along the lines of, "I have proof of what's really going on." The internet swarmed. People wondered if he'd uncovered a hidden network of Hollywood heavyweights, strategizing to tarnish his name, or if he was simply building hype to overshadow a messy corporate situation. A clash of personalities had mutated into a possible conspiracy story that enthralled fans and critics alike. But that wasn't the whole story. Slowly, certain insiders claimed that Musk's rumored bombshell files could go far beyond just Whoopi Goldberg's comments. Whispers circulated about a vast campaign championed by powerful figures in entertainment and media to undercut Musk's public image. Some believe these allegations are outlandish, the product of internet speculation. Others argue that Musk, with his deep pockets and substantial influence, wouldn't hint at evidence unless he had something real. Whatever truth lay beneath the chatter, it became clear that this feud had roped in more than just two outspoken personalities. It was edging toward a collision that could unmask how media narratives are formed and manipulated. Whoopi Goldberg, meanwhile, was no shrinking violet. She fired back, asserting that she had zero involvement in any grand plot. She insisted her criticisms of Musk were purely her own, built on concerns about his willingness to let extreme voices run wild on social media. In interviews, she shrugged off suggestions that she was part of a takedown attempt, rolling her eyes at the notion of some hidden Hollywood council controlling the press. People with money, she once quipped, always think everyone's out to get them. Still, public perception is fickle. For some, her disclaimers prove that she was simply speaking her mind. For others, her defiance only deepened the intrigue. As debates raged across X, Reddit, and countless TikTok clips dissecting every comment, sponsors of Whoopi's daytime talk show reportedly started to sweat. The big names behind the network, those reliant on a smooth, controversy-free environment, watched the fuss intensify. Media drama can boost ratings, but if it escalates to a toxic level, advertisers and corporate allies get uneasy. Anonymous sources claimed that a few major brands reached out to the production team, asking pointed questions about the show's direction and the swirling Musk rumors. Some viewers smelled corporate panic. Others saw it as routine damage control. Either way, the tension was real. A major star taking on a tech billionaire was high stakes enough, but once advertisers feel threatened, networks often intervene. The next twist arrived when Musk, often unpredictable, hinted at legal action. Tales of a possible defamation suit spread like wildfire. Could Elon Musk, with all his resources, truly drag a Hollywood icon into court over alleged falsehoods? Legal pundits chimed in on cable news, explaining that defamation suits for public figures are notoriously difficult to win. Musk would have to prove that Whoopi knowingly spread lies or acted with actual malice, an enormous hurdle. But that didn't stop speculation. Some believe that even if Musk never set foot in a courtroom, threatening a lawsuit was enough to shake up sponsors, networks, and entire media narratives. Others argued that if Musk really had conclusive proof of a conspiracy, a lawsuit would be the perfect stage to reveal it. The curiosity was overwhelming. Even those typically indifferent to celebrity drama found themselves eyeing each new development, trying to read between the lines. Was this an elaborate publicity stunt, with Musk playing puppet master to spin a scandal that kept his name in headlines? Or was Whoopi a genuine victim, unfairly dragged through the mud for daring to criticize a powerful man? Meanwhile, the rumor mill spun with tales of alliances forming behind the scenes. A few high-profile personalities, like certain political commentators and media figures, voiced open support for Musk, championing him as a bulwark against Hollywood hypocrisy. Others, especially longtime fans of Whoopi, blasted Musk as a super-rich mogul who couldn't handle strong opinions from a woman with a massive platform. The commentary turned fierce, and every statement, whether from a politician or an entertainment icon, seemed to fan the flames of an already roaring blaze. In the thick of it, more unnamed sources stepped forward, claiming knowledge of a hush-hush media group that systematically aimed to tarnish Musk's brand to protect entrenched Hollywood interests. No one could confirm or deny those stories with certainty, which only made them more enticing. Conspiracy-oriented subreddits pounced, weaving elaborate theories about phone calls, leaked emails, and secret industry gatherings. Some of these stories were so outlandish they sounded scripted. Yet, in the swirling environment of rumor and half-truth, everything felt possible. Whoopi Goldberg eventually broke her relative silence in a high-profile interview. She was visibly frustrated, dismissing the swirling conspiracy talk with a wave of her hand. "Do you really think I've got time to orchestrate some Hollywood plot?" she asked, half amused, half exasperated. She insisted her words about Musk were personal opinions, not the marching orders of a hidden cabal. She also reiterated that she wouldn't apologize for her views on how free speech could become dangerous when left unchecked. In that same conversation, she delivered a memorable line: "If Elon Musk wants to do something about it, he's free to do so. He won't scare me into silence." The public reaction was explosive. Some applauded her fortitude, others felt she was fanning the flames by mocking a man known for biting back. Sure enough, Musk didn't let that slide. He posted a series of cryptic messages referencing powerful voices who shield themselves behind noble ideals. He told his millions of followers that influence can be weaponized faster than any rocket, sparking endless speculation. Who exactly was he calling out? Was it Whoopi alone? Or was he referencing a broader network of influential Hollywood insiders? With every tweet, he seemed to feed the idea of a bigger puzzle that only he, and maybe a select few, could see in its entirety. The real earthquake came when Musk finally revealed a portion of what he called the bombshell files. Though heavily redacted, these documents hinted at email chains in which certain public figures supposedly discussed strategies to undermine Musk's credibility. The names were blacked out, but speculation soared. Could one of those shadowy correspondents be from Whoopi Goldberg's camp or from her show's production team? The mere suggestion lit up social media. People scoured lines of code, dissected cryptic hints, and cross-referenced old news stories to see if they could piece the puzzle together. The hype soared to a fever pitch, but many observers also pointed out that none of the leaks directly implicated Whoopi by name. Her defenders said Musk was playing to public paranoia, releasing partial information to smear his critics without concrete proof. Still, the pressure rose. Sponsors, apparently spooked, demanded reassurance from the network. Online, supporters on both sides hurled insults and curated partial evidence to bolster their arguments. Meanwhile, legal experts questioned why Musk hadn't filed a formal lawsuit yet if he truly had such damning proof. Some posited that Musk might be testing the waters before making a major legal move, gauging public sympathy. Others suspected the documents in his possession were simply too inconclusive to build a solid case, leading him to wage a public opinion war instead of a legal battle. In the midst of all this frenzy, unexpected allies for Whoopi also emerged. A few big-name celebrities blasted Musk, labeling him a bully who used his platform to harass anyone daring to question him. These figures championed Whoopi's stance, warning that if billionaires could threaten lawsuits over negative opinions, freedom of speech was the real casualty. In response, Musk loyalists hammered back, pointing out the irony of championing free speech while trying to muzzle someone else's right to respond and defend themselves. Social media saw wave after wave of fiery debates, with hashtags like Whoopi exposed and Musk meltdown dueling for trending supremacy. As days turned into weeks, the meltdown only intensified. Commentators questioned who stood to gain if this dispute escalated. A few cynics believed both Musk and Whoopi were benefiting from the public attention, each doubling down to keep the spotlight. Despite the swirl of theories, rumors, and partial leaks, one question still hovered over everything. Would Musk actually sue? If he did, it could trigger an unprecedented media circus. The trial might force both sides to divulge emails, direct messages, and testimony under oath. That level of exposure could be risky for everyone from Musk's associates to the producers of Whoopi's show. Some said that alone might keep them all out of court, yet the possibility remained. Public spats often fade, but when personal pride, billions of dollars, and the credibility of a star broadcaster collide, the result can be catastrophic. Everyone tuned in daily to see if Musk's next post contained new revelations or if Whoopi would escalate her on-air comments. Meanwhile, lawyers from both sides presumably circled one another. Even if no lawsuit was filed, the impression that it might happen was enough to unsettle the industry. Through all the noise, a handful of voices reminded people to step back and ask bigger questions about the power of media, whether you side with Musk's belief that certain gatekeepers manipulate public perception, or with Whoopi's cautionary stance on unbridled online speech. One thing is obvious. Platforms like TV, talk shows, and social networks hold massive sway over how narratives take shape. A single remark can spark a chain reaction that quickly evolves into a national crisis, or in this case, a Hollywood-level spectacle. And if a single critical statement can draw a billionaire's legal wrath, how many others might be scared into silence? That leads us to the final, crucial puzzle piece, the unspoken possibility that neither Musk nor Whoopi truly wants a final legal resolution. Maybe the real battleground is public opinion. If Musk can convince enough people that a mainstream figure tried to orchestrate a smear campaign, he wins a sympathy war. If Whoopi can paint herself as a victim of a billionaire's intimidation, she could emerge stronger and more relevant. In the end, the audience, everyone watching from their phones, TVs, and laptops, might be the ultimate target. Both sides realize how valuable the public's trust and attention are, especially when careers, reputations, and entire personal brands hang in the balance. So what happens next? Does Musk unleash more redacted emails that finally name names and spark unstoppable backlash? Does Whoopi hold her ground, doubling down on her condemnation and betting that no real evidence can link her to anything nefarious? Do sponsors pull out in panic, forcing networks to clamp down on any mention of Musk, driving the conversation into hush-hush territory? Or do both sides, quietly and discreetly, let the flames die out and return to more pressing matters? For now, it's a standoff. Neither is willing to bow, and the tension crackles with every public statement, every cryptic post, and every rumor of fresh leaks. Perhaps that's the real takeaway. In a world where influence spreads at breakneck speed, a feud between a media icon and a tech billionaire can mushroom into something far bigger than either party anticipated. We see calls for free speech clash with calls for responsible discourse. We watch big-name sponsors quake at the thought of public uproar. We witness fans on both sides become detectives, conspiracy theorists, and vocal defenders, all fighting to prove they hold the real truth. And maybe that's the final question each of us must answer. Whose version of the truth do we believe? Is it the narrative of a powerful tycoon determined to defend his reputation against old guard Hollywood? Or the perspective of a straight-talking entertainer alarmed by the unintended consequences of unfiltered platforms? Whichever camp you choose, there's no escaping the reality that the Musk-Goldberg feud has dragged deep issues about media power, public influence, and free speech into glaring light. Where we go from here depends on whether one side decides enough is enough, or whether both keep fueling the blaze. If more evidence emerges, or if a lawsuit is filed, this already explosive saga could reach a point of no return. Until then, the rest of us can only stand by, mesmerized, trying to sort fact from fiction in a conflict that's anything but simple. One thing's certain, this confrontation has put the entire entertainment and tech world on notice. People who once believed their words were just passing opinions are discovering that in the digital age, every statement can become a battlefield. And no matter how you look at it, that's a lesson neither Whoopi Goldberg nor Elon Musk, and definitely not their fans, will soon forget. So keep your eyes open and your ears to the ground. The next revelation might be a game changer. Will it shatter someone's legacy or confirm a suspicion we've all had about the way media power really works? Only time will tell. But one truth rings loud and clear. When personalities this big collide, the aftershocks are felt far beyond Hollywood's red carpets or Silicon Valley's boardrooms. Brace yourself. This story is far from finished, and the biggest bombshells might still be lurking just around the corner.